Hey y'all, it's Sharon with the blog southernbellahome.com. I'm really glad you stopped by today because we're going to be talking all about how to pick the perfect pieces of furniture for your home. It's spring, it's kind of tax season, and I already know people, friends of mine and family who are out looking for new pieces of furniture. It's the time of year where a lot of people buy new furniture with their tax refund checks and things like that, or either you've kind of had a burst of spring cleaning and you want to kind of redecorate a little bit. And so I thought it would be a really good time to talk about making sure that you pick the absolute perfect piece of furniture for your home. I've put a blog post out today on southernbellahome.com where I give a detailed list of the things I'm going to talk to you about today. And you can take that list and you can print that off and really study those qualifications for just the perfect piece of furniture, and maybe that will help you when you're trying to figure out just how you want to go about decorating your house. When we bought this old farmhouse, our home was built in 1900, and it did not come with a lot of closets. As a matter of fact, there's hardly any closets in this home. And I was moving from a home that was in a neighborhood that was built in the 80s and had closets galore, plenty of space for everything. So we definitely downsized when we moved into this old farmhouse, and we definitely lost a good bit of our storage. So, you know how you do when you get a new house, you get excited, and so I'm a very frugal shopper, and I started looking around for different pieces that I thought might work out here, and I bought a few pieces of antique furniture. Nothing expensive. I never buy really expensive antiques, but I really shop around and find really good value for my money. So I bought a few pieces like that. And when we moved in, I was so excited to decorate everything and get those new pieces of furniture in. And in a couple of months, I started feeling the squeeze, like, I really don't think these pieces of furniture are fitting my needs. They don't have the storage that I need, and they don't fit the spaces like I thought they would. In an old farmhouse, a lot of times you have really high ceilings, and so it's best to take advantage of that height and, have tall pieces of furniture. And so I really have learned now how to look at our rooms and how to assess what the job of that piece of furniture is and how it's going to make itself serviceable in our home. So lately, I have required 2 antique pieces of furniture. You've seen glimpses of them if you've seen my Christmas tour or my winter tour. But those 2 pieces of furniture have been so helpful because they filled a storage need that I had. I love to use vintage linens like cloth napkins and doilies and runners and old tablecloths and things like that. And I wanted to have a place to store them that would keep them nicely pressed and not get all wrinkled and smushed, so that when I got ready to use them, they were pressed and ready to go on the table. But I didn't have a piece of furniture where I could consolidate all of those things in one place. And I really feel like a lot of the joy of your home comes from having things organized in such a way you can put your hand on it when you need that piece. If you say, I think I want to use my red and white check napkins today for the table, so let me run to the place where I keep all the napkins and grab those napkins. And that's such a simple thing, but it means the world when you're trying to run a smooth, efficient, comfortable home that's not all cluttered. And trying to find things, wasting time and energy to hunt for things is so frustrating. I just cannot stand that. And so I'm constantly trying to find ways to organize our home, to, kind of purge things we're not using, and so that I can better organize the things that we do use and the things we love. Another thing that I had need of was a place to keep my Homestead library. We have a study where we have lots and lots of books, but I have been working for the past year and a half, 2 years or longer on a homestead library, because we do have a homestead here. We have animals and gardens and a pond and bees and all those things, and I wanted to have a collection of books in case I ever needed information and could not access the internet. I wanted hard copies of the information that I used on a routine basis, or information that I might not need but every once in a while, but if I need it, I have it. And so I wanted to consolidate my Homestead books in one spot. And so recently I was able to get a piece of furniture that fit the bill, and I'll show you both the piece that I got for my linens and the piece that I got for my Homestead library. And I also was able to put a lot of other things in the same place with the Homestead library. So I'll show you those two pieces now, and we'll talk about them a little bit. Well, here it is. This is the piece of furniture that I bought with my Homestead library in mind. It is a solid wood French Provincial china cabinet that the person who I bought it from had already taken the glass doors off of the center section in order to use it as a bookshelf. So that was absolutely perfect for my needs. It is so nice to have all of my homesteading books in one spot now. I have them all arranged by category: books on herbalism and herbal medicine, all sorts of natural health care, books on animals, animals I don't even own yet, but I have books for them in case I get them, books on gardening, just all kinds of things like flowers and vegetables and herbs. You name it, I have a Homestead book for it, and I needed this spot, and it is working out so well. It is nice just to be able to go over to this cabinet and find whatever book it is I'm looking for, and I know this is where it's going to be, and I know exactly where to look, on what shelf to look on. Also, I keep some of my Bible study books and devotional books here in the center, and it's also a really fun place to put little seasonal decorations, like these antique celluloid cows. I picked those up at a thrift store, and they're one of my little treasures that I love, and I think they fit right in with my Homestead books. So yeah, it's just been a fun place to decorate, but there is a secret behind this cabinet that makes it even more important. Right over in the corner, on the left side of this cabinet, there's a secret. It's an outside door. It's a back door that we never ever used. And the door also kept me from being able to use this space. It was just wasted. And I couldn't put a good piece of furniture here that met our needs. So we talked about closing in the spot, and we decided, no, let's just get a large piece of furniture that will fit there. And then when we get caught up on other things around the homestead, we will close in that door and make it a permanent wall there. But in the meantime, we can still enjoy having the storage that we needed for the spot. So that is very important, and is a very important key in picking the things that you need for your home is deciding what type of storage it is that you need for your space. It makes all the difference. It can make the difference in you enduring a piece of furniture or truly treasuring it, enjoying it, and having it add value to your home. The top drawer of this piece holds all of our office supplies. It's really nice to have all of that in one spot. This little drawer holds pens and fasteners and pencils. And over on the other side, we have colored markers and colored pencils. Now, the whole family can find them. They don't have to ask me where they are. They can get it themselves. I have my art books and various other notebooks in that cabinet. Over here on the other side, I have all of my binders. I'm a binder girl. I love to have different binders for different subjects for organization. And the other two drawers just hold things like paper and envelopes. So it's been a really great advantage having this piece in our home. And isn't it just so pretty? I just love looking at it every single day. And here is the other piece that I was telling you about that serves somewhat as a linen press. It is a cherry bureau or chest of drawers, and it's in excellent condition. It's never been refinished. It's probably well over 100 years old. It's a Chippendale style. We found it at a local antique store. I paid just a little over $200 for this piece also. Solid wood, beautiful hardware. You can see the antique wear and tear on it, but I love that. I love the patina, and I love knowing that it's got its original finish. It just fits perfectly with our other pieces in the room and has special little details like a ledge around the back, and it has a filigree trim work across the bottom. I just love the way it looks. It's very pleasing to my eye. Here in this chest of drawers, like I said, I keep our cloth napkins, antique linens such as antique doilies, runners, table scarves, a few small tablecloths, things like that. And in the top drawer is where I keep all the napkins. Besides the fact that I'm able to have all of my linens arranged in a neat order with napkins and runners and doilies and table squares and all of those things, this chest does something else really good for me. And that is, it limits me as to what I can bring home. This is it. This is all the space that I have for the items I've mentioned. And if I find something that I like, I'm going to have to get rid of something so that it all fits nice and neat in this allocated spot. Really quickly, let's run over the 4 things that I think you should do in order to pick the perfect pieces of furniture for your home. These are the things that I do now, and it works really well, so I highly recommend it. And I give a more detailed description of these things in the blog post on southernbellahome.com, and I'm going to put the link below in the description so you can go over and check out that blog post. And while you're there, sign up for the email list so that you get notified when I put out any posts. I would love to have you join our little family over at southernbellahome.com. Anyway, those 4 things. Number 1 is to know your style. You really need to have a handle on what type of furniture you like. So over in the blog post, I give you some places, some ideas of where you can go to look for deciding on what your style is. But just look around different places, Pinterest, even Instagram, magazines. Look and see, do you like industrial? Do you like English? Do you like traditional or more primitive or a modern farmhouse? What is your style? What is the thing that when you see it, you just go, ah, I love that. And that's what you should go for. That's what you should look for when you are shopping around for your new piece of perfect furniture. Number two, you need to know the job that the piece of furniture is going to do for you. Is it going to be for storage? Is it going to be to hold task lighting? Is it just decorative? All of those are very important questions. You need to know what type of job is this piece of furniture going to do, and don't get anything that doesn't fulfill those requirements, and you'll be much happier with the piece of furniture. Number three is know your measurements. And if you're like me and you have more vertical space than horizontal space, I highly recommend getting taller pieces. But know your measurements. Know the width, the height, and the depth of the space that you have available. If you've ever brought home a piece of furniture that was too big, it can make you miserable. It can make everybody in the room miserable. So you can handle getting a piece that's a little too small, but you cannot handle getting a piece that's too big. So know those measurements, write them down, record them in your phone, and when you start looking, you know this one is off the table because it will not work. Or, this one might just work. And the last one is know your budget. Stick to your budget. Decide what you're comfortable spending on that perfect piece of furniture, and don't go beyond that. Pick the piece that you can afford so that you don't have to feel guilty about it. It's not going to create stress. You don't have to go in debt to buy it. And I promise you, if you look around, my sister has a saying. She says, if you're patient, you can find exactly what you want for the price you want to pay if you're just willing to wait. And she is right. I have found that true so many times. So know the price that you want to spend and don't go beyond it. Well, that's it for the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired. If you are one of those people that is going to be out shopping for furniture in the coming days, maybe this list will help you. I do encourage you to go over and check out the blog post, and if you're not a subscriber here on our channel, I'm really trying to make my channel and my blog grow this year, so I sure would appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a part of my Southern Bella Home family. Alright friends, keep home sweet, and I pray that the good Lord blesses and keeps you until the next time we talk. Talk to you later, friends. Bye!